Hello, students. Today I'll give you a brief description of problem plays. The problem play is a genre of drama that emerged amid the 19th century as a major aspect of the more extensive development of realism in human expressions, particularly taking after the advancements of Henrik Ibsen. Problem play manages burning social issues through civil arguments between the characters in front of an audience who regularly speaks to clashing perspectives inside a practical social setting. According to Chris Baldick, this genre rose from the ferment of the 1890s, for the most part inspired by the example of Ibsen's realistic stage representations of serious familial and social conflicts. Unquote. Ibsen went on to expose the hypocrisy, greed, and hidden corruption of his society in a number of masterly plays. A Doll's House portrays a woman's escape from her childish, subservient role as a bourgeois wife. Ghosts attacks the convention that even loveless and unhappy marriages are sacred. Then his play The Wild Duck shows the consequences of an egotistical idealism. His play An Enemy of the People reveals the expedient morality of respectable provincial townspeople. Towards the end of the Victorian age, the drama of social problems came into prominence in England. The problem play was the presentation of a contemporary question through realistic technique. The dramatists writing plays of social criticism made a conscious effort to deal with problems of contemporary society and morality. The drama, which was directly inspired by the social ferment of the time, could be effective only if it adopted a realistic form or medium, because problem drama required a high level of craftsmanship. The problem play was a new experiment in form and technique and dispensed with the conventional devices and expedients of the Victorian era, was closely related to the growth of the realistic movement in the field of English drama. The term problem play was coined by Sidney Grundy, who used it in a disparaging sense for the intellectual drama of the 90s. George Bernard Shaw defined problem play as, quote, the presentation parable of the conflict between man's will and his movement, unquote. The problem play deals with problems. Eric Bentley finds the justification of the word problem on the ground that the play ends with a question mark. Bentley says that the dramatist's business is to state his problem clearly and effectively and not to present a ready-made solution or to suggest a specific remedy. The problem play was neglected in the 19th century, yet it was not an outcast in the early 20th century. It was unquestionably the fruit of a strong dissatisfaction with the existing conditions of life. It directed attention to the facts and problems of social life. Some of the problem plays proved so effective that they imbued men's minds with a passionate resentment against social injustice, mobilized public opinion in favor of prison reform, and hastened legislative action. No doubt, the problem plays were produced in large number, but since 1920, its supremacy came to be challenged by the revival of the historical and imaginative drama, and above all, by the poetic drama and the experimental play. So, to conclude, we can say that problem play is a fairly recent dramatic type which was popularized by the great Norwegian playwright Henrik Ibsen. In problem plays, the situation of the protagonist is so rendered as to indicate that it represents a contemporary sociological problem. Often, the dramatist manages by the use of a spokesman in the play or by the evolution of the plot, or both, to indicate that he favors a situation to the problem which is at odds with prevailing opinion. The issue may be one of the inadequate scope allowed to a woman in the middle class 19th century family, for example, in Ibsen's A Doll's House, or the problem may be of the morality of prostitution regarded as a typical economic phenomenon in a capitalist society. For example, George Bernard Shaw's Mrs. Warren's Profession. Or the issue may be related to the crisis in the relations of black and white men and women in present day America. And this is a theme in numerous current dramas and films. One of the subtype of the problem play is the discussion play, in which the social issue is not incorporated into a plot but expounded in the dramatic give and take of a sustained debate among the characters. So that's all for the description, brief description, in fact, of problem play. Thank you.